I mean, we need the rain, and then the weekend looks nice, so I'm on board.
That's, I think it's a win-win.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's time to take a coffee break now, and as the stock market takes a dive this morning, something else is on the rise.
You know, we need good economic news. I was looking at all these charts this morning, and one kind of stuck down, 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 down. One going up.
What is it?
I will tell you.
Okay,
not our prices at the
A lot
grocery
of
store,
economic uncertainty. Yeah, the price of eggs. Not that. One investment keeps climbing like it has for the past 5 years. It is gold. Gold is taking off. I checked the gold price chart this morning. For the first time ever, gold is approaching, get this, $3,000 an ounce.
Wow.
It's up 35% over a year, 75% over the past 5 years. And you might be wondering why everything else is going down. It's because everything else is going down. Investors say it's because of economic uncertainty. Investors, some, will go to gold. It's seen as a hedge against inflation and world turmoil. We've had a little bit of that recently. The price is expected to rise further in 2025. So gold, kind of a hedge, but when other stuff is going in the tank, gold goes up.
You want to find the things that are going up during this point in time, so there you go.
Well, and they always say to diversify, so that's one. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
You know.
It does remind me.
Or gold bricks.
Or gold bricks.
It does remind me though of my great aunts and uncles and grandparents who lived through the Depression that hid money in mattresses
and they'd buy gold
I hide my
coin.
gold bullion in that.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, so it turns out over the past 5 years, kids are getting more devices and younger than ever before. There was a new study that was just done, and to me the numbers are somewhat shocking. This is by the Common Sense Census, media use by kids 0 to 8. So 0 to 8 years old, 4 in 10 of toddlers now have their own iPad or tablet. That number then jumps to 6 in 10 under the age of 4. 1 in 5 kids under 8 use screens for emotional regulation, which to me is quite concerning that that's how we're turning to cope. 23% use screens while eating at home. 20% watch or play on a device every night or most nights to fall asleep. 1 in 4 kids under 8 years old have their own cell phone. A quarter. Among children who have their own smartphone, almost 80% have a smartphone that can go online, use apps, and play videos, while about 20% have a smartphone that has limited or no apps or internet access, kind of those dumb phones we talk about. But the other concerning number here, 16% of kids under 8 who watch short-term videos daily. So nearly 48% of children ages 0 to 8 have watched short videos on platforms like TikTok, YouTube Shorts, or Instagram Reels, with 16% engaging in this activity daily. And the concern with that is that you're allowing these younger and younger children to have just even shorter and shorter attention spans because their brains aren't wired to be able to take that kind of information in.
Yeah, I mean, it is really concerning. I think that, it's one of those things where every family has to make their own choices. We did a cell phone for my son in middle school, but then we're like, well, because he was by himself walking to school, my daughters have each other.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, we're not going to do the phone right away. And of course, they're very angry about that. But, I think moderation is key, as with everything. If you have to let your kid have a little iPad time so you can go feed a baby or take a shower, do it and don't have guilt.
I think it is moderation.
It's moderation.
I think what this is showing though is that a lot of parents are just using it as a way to have a babysitter where you're not getting that social engagement, that emotional engagement, you should. So
you gotta have guardrails.
Yeah.
Guardrails of time, because you could easily let a kid sit there for hours.
Yeah.
And 1, too much time. 2, what are they looking at? You mentioned
Right.
Instagram, and there are some apps out there that are actually good and educational. You can learn math, you can learn another language, you can learn reading and writing better, or they could be watching, some things that they should not be watching even at 18, let alone.
That's why I like it on the TV, because I can hear it.
Yeah.
And I know what they're
interesting.
watching. So I'm like, no, we're watching the TV if I can't be
Preferably
around.
Kcal.
Yes.
Well, I think the other thing that's interesting is there are
Paramount Plus.
the dumb phones. I think I understand for parents that want to keep track of their kids. There is a safety aspect to some of this, but I know Doug even has now used AirTags. You don't have to.
And they even have little bracelets that you can put them on. You can put them in backpacks, that sort of thing. So there are things out there, for us to kind of keep
dial
track
it back
of our
maybe
kids.
a little bit. Yeah.
All right, well, speaking of kids growing up, Stranger Things actress Millie Bobby Brown is calling out what she calls bullying in the media around her appearance. So she took to Instagram, she made a makeup-free video, and in it she reminded everyone she started in this industry at age 10. She's been growing up under public scrutiny, but she says, you know what, this kind of scrutiny, all kids experience, all young women experience, not just those in the entertainment industry. And she says people act like she should stay frozen in time. And she actually listed some of the headlines she recently saw. One was, why are Gen Zers like Millie Bobby Brown aging so badly?
Oh.
What has Millie Bobby Brown done to her face? Millie Bobby Brown mistaken for someone's mom as she guides younger sister Ava through LA.
That's just mean.
People actually wrote that?
Yes,
Yeah.
and she's like, this is not journalism. I agree. She says it's bullying. But I have 2 daughters and they're now tweens, right? So it's kind of this awkward age where they're not really little anymore, where they get told they're so cute, but they're not young women yet. So they're gonna go through these awkward stages, and we did too.
Oh, yeah.
But there wasn't social
Oh,
media.
yeah.
There weren't pictures of us everywhere. You know, we didn't have to, I think, look at ourselves age as much as kids do now. And I think we need to remember that, like, it's okay. Like, you're still beautiful when you have acne, or you're awkward, or you've put on a few pounds, or you're in that in-between stage between little girl and young woman, and not make kids feel ashamed to grow up.
Well, I think it's just kind of concerning that this seems like the beauty industry, because you look at all these little girls that age
Yes,
that are
the
using
Sephora kids.
Yeah, they're using the beauty product. So it's like, and then you see a headline like this. It's like, oh, I need to keep using these beauty products so I don't age and have this happen to me.
Right, and we didn't have filters, so
No.
we knew what people actually looked
Oh, yeah.
like. Now you don't know what
Well,
someone
there were
looks
glamour
like.
photos. Those were
Yes.
little.
Do you remember glamour
Yes, I
shots?
do.
But
Yeah.
we knew
Did your
those
mom
were
ever let
touched
you go
up.
do those with her?
I think you mentioned, no, I never did it. No. So let's
No
put that
Sears portraits?
No glamour.
With the big
No,
hair?
but you said journalism. I'm not sure if that's journalism. I mean, just because
No,
somebody
yeah, I'm
writes,
saying
just
not
because somebody writes
journalism.
something and ends up on Twitter, that's not journalism.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
called like gossip, or
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But I think it all gets lumped together nowadays. And
I always say social media is not the media.
right.
Correct.
Well,
It's a facet of the media.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's not journalism. I think,
Correct.
yeah, we got to.
But I love that
It's
she's
nuanced.
speaking out. I love that she went on there looking beautiful with
Yeah.
no makeup. And we saw it too, I remember, with like Dakota Fanning, the same thing. She was this little girl, and then when she grew up, people were like, what happened? It's like, she grew up.
Yeah, I know.
she's not a kid anymore.
We age. It's,
Part of
if
life.
you're lucky, you age. That's today's coffee break.
Now you can get your Kcal news, weather, and live stream all in one place on the CBS News app. Download it free today.